Over 4 years ago, I found myself laboring at a nondescript warehouse in my small hometown. The decision to leave this job came when my physical health started to falter, and I received a diagnosis of a panic disorder and severe anxiety. These events would forever alter the way I perceived friendships and the world around me. I began this job on the whimsical date of April Fool's Day in 2018, a peculiar omen of the strange journey that lay ahead. I harbored no grandiose expectations. My sole desire was to earn my paycheck and return to my 2 children at home. The job itself wasn't particularly challenging, yet it compensated well for the tasks I undertook. There were no substantial reasons for complaint. During the initial 5 months, I worked the second shift, and for the most part, kept to myself. It wasn't until a fortuitous encounter that my life took an unexpected turn. A coworker from one of the production lines initiated a conversation with me centered around a shared passion for gaming. For the sake of anonymity, we'll call him JF. JF proved to be a genuine and kind-hearted individual with whom I had a great deal in common. That evening, I returned home only to discover his name appearing as a suggested friend on Facebook, a baffling coincidence. Intrigued, I extended a friend request, leading to a deepening of our conversations at work. As we got to know each other, JF suggested that we spend time together outside of the workplace, an idea that rapidly became a regular occurrence. Our burgeoning friendship spanned roughly a month before he made a decision that would have a lasting impact on our lives. He proposed introducing me to his partner, and I accepted the invitation with open arms. At first, she seemed like a pleasant and non-judgmental person, making it easy for me to feel at ease around her. Our interactions continued to grow, especially when my children were with my mother, affording me the freedom to spend more time with JF and his partner. During one evening at a restaurant, JF began to confide in me about his partner's less desirable qualities. He shared a shocking incident in which he had forgotten to take out the trash. Her reaction was nothing short of alarming. She threatened to stab him if he didn't rectify his oversight. Initially, I brushed it off as a dark jest, as we had only been friends for a relatively short time. I chuckled nervously, assuming he was jesting. However, the intense look in his eyes told a different story. JF insisted that he wasn't joking, and the gravity of his words weighed heavily on me. Fast forward 8 months, and they were still together, and we continued to spend time together. The alarming threat he had once confided in me had faded into the recesses of my memory. However, there was a day when JF appeared somewhat off. Sensing his unease, I inquired about his well-being, this time in front of his partner. A wicked smirk crossed his face as he claimed to be simply tired. His gaze, however, was fixed not on me but on her. My curiosity remained unsated. I revisited the issue later, demanding a more substantial answer. What he disclosed left me both horrified and disturbed. JF was ending their relationship, but it was far from a simple breakup. He recounted an incident where his partner had seized a firearm and pointed it menacingly at him, uttering the chilling words, "If I can't have you, then no one will." Panic set in as I grappled with the gravity of his revelation. It was a situation far beyond my capacity to comprehend or influence. Another year elapsed before JF finally mustered the resolve to leave her. He broke the news to her via text, and her response was nothing short of unhinged. She vowed to find and kill him. That day, as she was venting her fury, JF was conveniently absent from work, having scheduled a vacation day. He texted me, urging me to inform him if she were to appear at our workplace in search of him. To my astonishment, she did arrive at our workplace, demanding to know JF's whereabouts. In an attempt to protect him, I fabricated a story, explaining that I believed he had gone out of town with her. Her response was to roll up her car window and drive away, leaving me shaken. JF subsequently contacted the police, leading to her discovery nearby with a loaded weapon in her vehicle. But the nightmare was far from over. 2 months later, JF decided to reach out to her once more. He contacted me, and his words sent chills down my spine. He inquired if I had seen her around, and my response was negative. He then proceeded to divulge the reasons behind his fears. She was out of jail and her cousins had come to town with personal vendettas to settle. I was on their list. a revelation that left me trembling with dread. My immediate reaction was to gather my children and leave town, taking 2 weeks off work. It was only later that I learned of the tragic events that had transpired. The day after she left jail, she and her cousins traveled to a neighboring town and shot 3 people in an apartment, killing them. I received the chilling news a day after the gruesome incident. The most alarming aspect of this ordeal was the realization that JF had known they were coming for me. He had seen a Facebook Messenger group, which included a list of names that should have sent shivers down my spine. One of those names was mine. Yet he chose not to inform anyone else of the group's sinister intentions. The consequences were profound, leaving me profoundly wary of the friendships I would forge in the future. The chilling events that transpired during this dark chapter in my life had left an indelible mark on my psyche, forever shaping my perceptions and choices.